Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 2019 Makers Wanted Bahamas Bowl, our pregame press conference for our game tomorrow at 2 o'clock in the afternoon here at the National Stadium. We will have several speakers today in a couple of groups. And our first group is our bowl staff and our partners and friends from Elk Grove Village and the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism. So with me up here in this group is our Makers Wanted Bahamas Bowl executives, Richard Giannini and Lee Miller-Tooley. From the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism, their Deputy Director General, Tommy Thompson, and our good friend, the Mayor of Elk Grove Village, Mr. Craig Johnson. So at this time, to welcome everyone to the bowl, we'll ask Lee to say a few words on behalf of the Makers Wanted Bahamas Bowl.
First off, we're just so excited, our 6th annual tradition of the Makers Wanted Bahamas Bowl. I just really briefly, I wanted to thank both of these gentlemen to my left. First being our title sponsor, Makers Wanted. Several of you may not know that through Craig Johnson and his leadership, they donated over $50,000 for Dorian relief straight to the Ranfurly home. So it's more than a game, and the mayor understands that, and so did his community. So we are incredibly grateful to him and his passion for the Bahamas and the Bahamian people. We want to thank the Ministry of Tourism, Denisio Diaguilar and his entire executive staff for their belief and continued belief in this game. We're incredibly appreciative to them. We want to thank the Atlantis for giving a world-class experience to these student athletes who, some will come back because of this game. They'll come back to the Bahamas and they'll come back and enjoy the Bahamian people and the beauty of the Atlantis. So we really want to thank Rick Gallagher, who's here with us, as well as Audrey Oswald, the CEO. A few other sponsors, KFC, we want to thank them. We want to thank John Watlings, and we really want to thank the Tribune. The Tribune went above and beyond in terms of the exposure that they gave us this year, so we're incredibly grateful to Ollie Ferguson and his entire team. And again, just congratulations to both Buffalo and Charlotte for making this bowl game.
Thank you very much, Lee. Next to speak from the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism to welcome everyone here to the wonderful Bahamas is the Deputy Director General, Mr. Tommy Thompson. Tommy?
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to all on behalf of the Minister of Tourism and the Ministry of Tourism. It's our pleasure to have you in the Bahamas. And Mr. Mayor, we want to give our thanks to you as well for your assistance and the kind gift for Hurricane Dorian. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're glad to have Charlotte and Buffalo here in Nassau. This is going to be a great game tomorrow. It is the 6th year that we've run this particular tournament, and this year is going to be even better. Once again, it's our pleasure to have you here in the islands of the Bahamas, and we know sports tourism is a great avenue for us to promote the islands of the Bahamas, and with the passing of Hurricane Dorian, we just will need the world to understand that the Bahamas is open for business. So once again, welcome, and we look forward to a great game tomorrow.
Thank you, Tommy, very much. Next, Elk Grove Village, Illinois, who uses their business slogan, Makers Wanted, is the title sponsor of our bowl for the 2nd consecutive year. The tagline, Makers Wanted, is Elk Grove Village's slogan and serves a call to action for a thriving community and the thousands of businesses based there. And we are proud to welcome the Mayor of Elk Grove Village, Mayor Craig Johnson. Craig?
Thank you very much. And talking what Lee brought up and Tommy just recently, Elk Grove Village's slogan with its business is Makers Wanted, but we also consider ourselves beyond business friendly. So when we saw the needs that happened in the Bahamas, our hearts went out right away. And first thing was to have our residents, our business donate to the Red Cross of the Bahamas to help out. But then we thought with our business community, there's another way we could help. And we knew there's needs at Ranfurly. Our business has stepped up big time, and the shipment just came in the other day, and we're excited to be able to partner with them and help them recover as the Bahamas as a whole recover. And being down here and seeing how beautiful, so people don't think the Bahamas is closed for business. They are open for business. Come, enjoy. It helps the people, helps the relief effort, and more importantly, you're going to have a great time. Yesterday was 15 degrees in Chicago. Yesterday was 80 degrees here. I mean, there's no comparison. And talking to the players that came, how much they're enjoying themselves, and the whole experience is beyond belief. And Rich and Lee do a phenomenal job as far as setting everything up here. Tommy, your country is absolutely beautiful. Your residents and people here are beyond business friendly. They're beyond tourist friendly here in the Bahamas, and we're excited about that. And Elk Grove is proud. to be unique in sponsoring a bowl game. We cannot tell you the success we've gotten from this is beyond, we can't even imagine what we've gotten business-wise. So it does work. We're excited about it. We're glad to be partners with it. And again, there's no better place in the world to have a bowl game than right here in the Bahamas. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're going to put the mayor on the payroll.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Thank you to the group up here. And in just a few minutes, we'll bring our first team, the Charlotte 49ers.
Hello, everyone.
All right, our representative from Conference USA is the Charlotte 49ers. They come into the bowl with a record of 7-5, 5-3 in Conference USA. Their head coach, Will Healy, with us. The first season as head coach, fourth season as a collegiate head coach. It is the 49ers' first bowl appearance. Will was a head coach at Austin Peay and was a 2017 FCS National Coach of the Year and was assistant coach at Chattanooga. And a quarterback at Richmond, was a team captain on the Spiders' 2008 FCS National Championship team. Joining him are two of our student athletes, Cam Clark, who is an offensive lineman, and Alex Highsmith, who is a defensive end. They've had a great season, had a great run with 5 consecutive wins coming into this game. They're one of the hottest teams in the country. They put a lot of points on the board, and I think we'll have an exciting brand of football. And we will begin with an opening statement from Coach.
Welcome. First off, I don't know how you ever top this trip. I mean, to think about it from our perspective, your first ever bowl game, and then you have an opportunity to go to the Bahamas and spend 5 days at Atlantis. It's been everything I could hope it would be and more. And just to be able to walk around our hotel and see the smiles on these guys' faces, to watch them enjoy what this bowl game has to offer. I mean, it is a first-class event, and we've had a blast. We understand there's still a football game to be played, but the whole experience has been amazing, and want to thank everybody here. I know, especially Richard and Lee, just for the hospitality that we've seen in the Bahamas. Atlantis has been incredible, and now we're excited about shifting our tone and getting ready for an outstanding Buffalo team. I saw the other day they had a top 150 coaches of all time, and Lance was 78, and I don't even know if I was on the top 2 million. So obviously a tremendously well-coached football team that's won 5 out of the last 6. They've played really good football at the end of the year like we have, and excited about the opportunity, excited to give these 2 seniors the opportunity to play in the first ever bowl game and now set the standard and the expectation for our football team.
All right, I'll ask the first question of Coach and the 2 players, our student athletes. What's been the most memorable part of the week coming here to the Bahamas? Coach?
I mean, there's a lot of them. Obviously, again, like I said, just giving our guys this experience makes me sleep easier. So many of our guys have never been to a beach. A lot of the guys that didn't travel this year had never been on a plane before. The bowl gifts, the hospitality is first class. So we take a lot of pride on. Nobody gives our student athletes a better experience than what we do, and to add this trip to the repertoire has been amazing. But I would say my 5-year-old on the Rapid River and the slides has been probably my most memorable part of this. Just our coaches, their families, our administration, being able to all enjoy this has been a dream come true.
Cam?
Personally, for me, I would just say being able to spend this time with my teammates at Atlantis, just being able to be outside of our normal element. We're not in the locker room, we're not at the field house. This is a brand new element for us, and just all of us being able to interact, especially the seniors. We couldn't have had a better bowl destination, and we're just blessed just to be here.
Alex?
Kind of like Cam said, just being able to spend this time in Atlantis, with my brothers, like that's just been, unforgettable. It's been so amazing so far. For me, I've just finally seen some clear water. It was really awesome. I went to Clearwater Beach earlier in the year, and I thought I was going to see clear water, and it wasn't really clear. So I finally got to see some clear water and went out there. The first thing, we got here, ate lunch, and as soon as we got back to the rooms, went to the beach. And so that was really nice. But, kind of like Cam said, just being able to spend this time, this once-in-a-lifetime trip, with your brothers is really awesome.
Before we take questions, Coach, could you introduce and tell us a little bit about your 2 student athletes with you today?
Yeah, I'd love to. So this is my first year at Charlotte, and you got 2 guys here that are both 5th-year seniors that have had a lot of success well before I got there. And obviously I didn't recruit them, and I thought, as it was important to build a culture and a program, I needed these seniors to really buy into what we were doing and how we were doing it. And these 2 guys to my left were the first ones to really jump on board and push the message and buy into our program and our culture. Alex Highsmith he was a school start walk-on. They didn't even invite him to camp. And next thing you know, he is the first AP All-American in the history of Charlotte football. Had 14 sacks this year, second in the country in sacks. What he's done has been tremendous. He's a great football player, but he's twice as good a person, and that's talking about an AP All-American. So excited to have him. I'm going to get him to loosen up with the mic a little bit, relax a little bit and let his personality show. But he's been so much fun to coach. I think it's because of what I've been able to teach him from a pass rush perspective, but I think he disagrees. Cam Clark was a guy that we knew coming back had a lot of hype about him, and both of these guys will have an opportunity to play at the next level. We've had almost 200 NFL scouts come through our building because of these 2 and some of our other guys. So, Cam's been an all-conference, all-American caliber player the entire year. How about this? He's going to play in his 49th collegiate football game tomorrow. Fitting for us being the 49ers, but Cam is a guy who he's shattered every record and has created a new path. Will have an excellent career in the National Football League. Again, he's been kind of the vocal leader. He's been able to push the message, and guys listen when he speaks. So couldn't imagine 2 better ones to be up here with me. I've loved being around them. I wish I had them for 7 more years, because you can build an entire program around these 2. But excellent football players, but again, like I said, even better individuals.
And Coach, we look forward to seeing those guys maybe at the next level. We've got 22 current players that played in this game are now in the NFL. We've had 30 overall in the history of this game that have gone on to play on Sundays. So with that, we'll take questions for Coach and our student athletes.
Coach, talk a little about this journey that you guys have been on this whole season, especially making all the way out here to the Bahamas Bowl.
Well, you start off, you're 2-1. Had an opportunity. We felt like we competed really well on the road at App State. Had plenty of opportunities to win that football game, but still felt good about the direction. And then all of a sudden run into a buzzsaw at Clemson, and next thing you know, we've lost 3 in a row, and we're looking for some direction. I think to me that was the turning point in the season. Is we got to Western Kentucky. I did a poor job as a head coach with not instilling and practicing some of the things that I was preaching, and really building culture on a daily basis, and some of the things that are important to me. I kind of let fall by the wayside. So we got back to the basics the week of Western Kentucky. Didn't win the football game, but I could feel some momentum shift coming, and then we're fortunate to win at North Texas. Came back from 14 down in the fourth quarter, and we're able to win the game on a last-second throw. And that's when I think the tide turned. We developed some confidence. We were doing things the right way. We were executing during the week and doing some of the things from a process perspective from Monday through Friday to give us a chance on Saturday. And it spiraled from there in a good direction. I think winning is contagious, and we were able to win the North Texas game, get that feeling again, get Club Lit back in the picture, and we've stayed hot from there.
Just the players we just talked about, you've had the history that you've never won before, and now you've had a 5-game winning streak with the even coach. What was it on your mindset as players to be able to pull through?
We always knew that we could do it. We attacked this offseason like we never have before. So it wasn't a surprise when the success happened. I think it was more of a breakthrough. I remember when we lost to FIU. Me and Smitty were in the locker room crying, and we went and talked to each other, and we were just like this is about to change. We're not about to go out like this. And like I said, we came out versus Western Kentucky. We got back to the basics. We didn't win that game, but on that game we saw a different side of our team. Our defense, they showed a side that we hadn't seen all year. They came out tenacious in the second half when we weren't even in the game. So I feel like once we started playing for each other and we got back to the basics, there was nothing that could stop us.
Kind of like you said, just like really changed when, we started playing for each other and not ourselves. Because, and also like fixing our culture pieces too, like Coach was talking about, like that Western Kentucky game, like the week of that, we really fixed, like locked in on all the basics, went back to, a war on third down, fist up on fourth down. So just kind of getting all the bases back with that and just really, playing for each other and, just doing the little things, right? Like being 5 minutes early to meetings. And so just really holding ourselves accountable in all facets of the game, on and off the field.
Club Lit is crazy. It's lit. It's gotten better and better each win. The first win, we were in there, the lights were on and everything. Comparing that to when we our last home win, it was versus Marshall. It wasn't even Marshall was crazy. Like it's standing room only.
Oh yeah, I still remember the first Club Lit. Like I came in from the locker room, and we were all jumping and cheering and everything. Coach Healy comes in, takes his shirt off. I was like, whoa, like this is crazy. I've never seen you celebrate like this. But it's awesome because he wants us to celebrate success. I really love that. Like no matter how we win, like we won, and so he wants us to celebrate that. He wants it to be the best when we do celebrate. So it's really we take that from practice all the way into the game and into Club Lit. So we kind of practice those things, and that's why we enjoy it so much is after the game in Club Lit.
It couldn't have been a better destination. We've been talking about this since we were freshmen. So this is really a dream come true. Like our strength coach gave us our summer packet before first summer, and on it said, "Will you outwork them?" And they had the logo of every team, and at the bottom of it, it had the Conference USA Championship, and it had the Makers Wanted Bahamas Bowl. And like that's been on my wall since we got it. And like I had just crossed out the Makers Bowl, Bahamas Bowl right before we left because like we accomplished it, like we did it. So I mean, it's not a miracle. Like we put in the work. Our coaching staff, they came in. They've worked extremely hard with us. So it was really it's nice just to reap the benefit of all your hard work because we haven't been able to do that in the past.
Yeah, like you said, just what a week and what a place, just enjoy our hard work that we put in. It's been awesome. The week's been awesome. Just me and Cam, both when we got here, we just wanted to leave this place better than we found it, and so it feels good to know that we've done that. That we've set a standard for what this program is going to be. This program is going to do even bigger, better things in the future. So we're just it feels cool to be part of the first bowl game in school history.
It would mean the world to us. That's what we prepare. We didn't just come down here just to have fun. We came down here to win a game. So that's our focus. We're focused in now, and we're going to put our best foot forward and play our brand of football.
Will, how have you communicated that? You said
Yeah, I mean, I think we've talked about it a bunch over the last 2 weeks, and that when it's time to lock in, I expect you to be professional enough and mature enough to lock in. And, you know, we say, act like a man, I'll treat you like a man, act like a child, I'll treat you like a child. And that these guys have been very mature about how they've handled this entire week. You know, we had a great practice this morning. I don't know that I've ever practiced in wind like that before. I'm glad I'm not a kicker, but you know, I thought the way they locked in this morning was awesome. Really good execution, great energy. We had a really good morning this morning. Last night in meetings, they were locked in. They were ready to roll. So I think they're kind of used to me where, you know, when you're working hard, let's work really hard. When you play hard, let's play really hard. And that's in all aspects. And so these guys have enjoyed this trip, I can assure you. I mean, I've never seen smiles on faces like I have with our guys walking around, which, I mean, to me, you know, I get this question a bunch. Tangent, I'm sorry. What does a bowl game like this mean to your players? Because so many people in the national media say there's only, you know, the college football playoffs. If you got one chance to walk through the lobby and look at our guys and talk to our guys about the experience they had this week, you will realize why they play bowl games besides the college football playoffs. This is a once-in-a-lifetime trip for a lot of our guys. I hope it's not, right? But the overwhelming odds say that some of them, it will be the best trip they ever take in their life. So they've locked in. They've been great. They're mature. They've handled the situation extremely well. I said nobody's going to have more fun than we have, and nobody's going to lock in like we will. And these guys have done that.
Coach, you talked a little bit before about how through the week you're worried more. Has this week helped you relax or balance your routine a little bit?
I would say Eli has helped me relax a little bit, considering it's been all about the Rapid River and nothing about Buffalo. So now I've got to lock back in. Yeah, no, I mean, my number one concern was that that the experience and that the reward that it paid off. You know, I mean, you work really hard to get to this situation, and if you don't enjoy it, then why are you fighting so hard for it? And so that was my number one thing, was the experience. And then I felt confident enough in these guys that when it was time to bring them back in, they'd be ready to do it. They're excited about another opportunity to play football, and I think that's very important.
Will, what does it mean to you personally, I want to make a bowl game in your first season in Charlotte and see how everybody, like you said, locked in and bought into the program to get to this?
Well, I think for me, the biggest thing about it was I now, with these seniors, can feel a little bit more at peace. It is not where we want to be. It's not where we're going to be. But to be able to give them this experience before they leave makes me sleep a little bit easier. And these guys, we talk about it all the time. You know, so much is going to change, and they are leaving it so much better for the people who are coming after them. But they're going to come back to our place in 2 or 3 years and say, I wish I had some of those things that they're doing right now. And but having this experience for them makes me feel a lot better to make sure that they can leave on this type of experience. I know it's been their goal since they got here. These guys have seen the good, the bad, and the really ugly. I mean, they've had multiple one-win seasons. And, you know, first winning season in school history, first ever bowl game. They now leave a legacy where they're the first to do it, and we can only build from it. Nobody can ever match that.
Cam and Alex, do you feel like, as seniors, the culture that's being established is going to be passed on to the younger guys? Is that
I think we definitely are. You know, about midway, you know, through the season, you know, when things started changing, you know, Coach, you know, had us in this leadership council that we were doing every week. So, you know, had all the senior captains in there, a bunch of seniors, and a lot of young guys as well. So just, you know, reading some chapters on a book about leadership, you know, just kind of doing like an hour discussion about it. So, you know, and just talking about like things to, you know, how to run a culture, you know, how to make a culture. So I think it's definitely going to be passed on, you know, when this class of the senior class leaves.
Yeah, just to go off what Smitty said, I feel like the main focus of this senior class was to leave it better than what we found it. That was definitely our main goal, and I feel like we did that. Not just in the way that we've played, but the way that we've led in the locker room, the relationships that we've built, the way that we brought young guys along. It's really just been a beautiful thing to see just how close the seniors are with the younger guys and just the older guys on the team, how we just mentor everyone. And it's really a family. So just to see it pay off like this and for us to all be close like this, it couldn't have been like we're definitely, Charlotte's definitely on the right track.
All right, with that, we'll thank Coach and Cam and Alex, and in just a moment, we'll have the trophy photo with our two head coaches and some of our dignitaries, and we'll have the second half of our press conference.
Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, to continue with our press conference, we have another great friend of our bowl game, and I think everyone in this room can agree that the Atlantis is a tremendous property for everybody who's here, whether they're players, coaches, staff, television crew, our honored guests from Elk Grove Village, and other folks that have made their way down to the Bahamas. It is definitely a showpiece for the Bahamas and its tourism. And representing them today is Rick Gallagher, who's the Vice President of Special Events and Entertainment for the Atlantis Bahamas. Rick?
Thank you. Thank you, Chris, very much. Good morning, everyone. Atlantis is very pleased to be once again the host hotel for the Makers Wanted Bahamas Bowl. And we are very excited to have Coach Leipold and the Buffalo Bulls, as well as Coach Healy and the Charlotte 49ers, stay with us as they prepare for their appearance in this historic game. And I do mean historic because when you stop and think about it, it's the only NCAA college football bowl game played outside the United States. So it's really one-of-a-kind experience. And so I've encouraged the teams to cherish this moment, play hard, and enjoy yourselves. What better place to play, for many of them, their first bowl game than in the Bahamas? Basking in the Bahamas, in the warmth of the Bahamas, experiencing the warmth of the Bahamian people, and staying at Atlantis and having a lot of fun while at the same time accomplishing something where you are creating memories for the rest of your life. On behalf of Atlantis, I want to wish the Buffalo Bulls that is, and the Charlotte 49ers good luck and all the best in the game tomorrow. And just want to remind them, cherish this moment, play hard, and enjoy yourselves. Thank you.
Rick, thank you very much. And in just a moment, we'll bring our Mid-American Conference team, the Buffalo Bulls, in with their head coach and their student athletes. Thanks, Rick. All right, we will continue with our Mid-American Conference team, the Buffalo Bulls. They come into this game with a record of 7-5, 5-3 in the MAC. They won 5 of their last 6 games, also coming in as one of the hottest teams in college football to this game. Both teams light up the scoreboard, but this team is very good on defense. They're number 7 in FBS in total defense, only allowing 293 yards per game. They're number 4 in rushing defense and number 6 in red zone defense. But certainly this team can put points on the board, and that's including one of our student-athlete guests today. So I want to introduce Buffalo head coach Lance Leipold, Matt Otwinowski, our linebacker, and running back Jaret Patterson. And we will begin with an opening statement from Coach.
Well, thanks, Chris. Again, thank you very much for everyone. What an outstanding experience for our players. First and foremost, to really the people of the Bahamas for your hospitality, your welcomeness to our players, to our fans, staff members. Mayor, thank you for the people of Makers Wanted for their sponsorship and making this truly an experience of a lifetime for our student athletes. Lee, Richard, the people of the Bahamas Bowl, and everyone that kind of influences things, that this has definitely been one of those things in your life that you've kind of hoped you'd have a chance to experience, and it's lived up to everything you could dream of and then some. So thank you. It's been a great week, I think, for our fellas to have a chance to be at the resort and see things and that. But now we're getting closer to kickoff, kind of get back in that game mode. This team has worked extremely hard all season. You know, there's a lot of things from the beginning of our season to where this group has evolved now that's made it very fulfilling and rewarding, to put us in a position that we won 5 of our last 6. And holistically, you can see the way we've been able to play, and 2 of these young men that are here with me have been big components of that. Playing a fine Charlotte team that's a hot football team, many outstanding players, and it looks forward to being an exciting game tomorrow.
Coach, if you would, could you introduce your student athletes and tell us a little bit about them?
Well, Matt Otwinowski is a 4-year senior for us. Been an outstanding young man in our program as far as everything off the field. You'd look in a student athlete. He'll graduate here in May. If you've had a chance to read up on Matt about off the field, he was a stem cell donor in last spring for a Be a Match program, and was truly a lifesaver in that, and that just kind of shows his unselfishness and the type of player that he's been in our program. He's a leader on the field, plays the middle linebacker position, makes all the calls and checks, and he's been everything and then some for what we want in a student athlete in our program. To his left is Jaret Patterson in his 2nd season. Rushed for over 2,000 yards. He's had 11 touchdowns in the last 2 games. These young men are captains. Jaret and his twin brother James are captains in our program as sophomores. It says a lot about their character, their work ethic, and how they go about it. You're looking at 2 young men that everything they go about in being an athlete and being a student, a representative, is what we're looking for in today's college athlete, and I couldn't be more pleased to have them sitting here with me.
All right, before we get into football questions, I wanted to ask you, Coach, and your student athletes, what's been the best part of this week coming to the Bahamas?
You guys want to take this one?
Mostly probably the weather. Being from Buffalo, it's very cold. Just seeing the scenery here and just the weather has been an amazing experience for me and my teammates.
Yeah, just to go off what Jaret said, I think just being here with the nice weather, down here with all of our teammates, everyone together, a lot families coming down now, and just being able to experience the whole atmosphere together as a big football family.
I think kind of, adding to what Dave said, I think when you watch your families have the experiences that they've never seen, to see, this country for what it has and presents. I know for our family, we've never been here, and my wife's already talking about when the return trip is going to be made and how soon. But it's weather, it's the scenery, it's the beach, but just like everything we want to do in our program, it's really about people, and your hospitality has been second to none.
All right, questions for Coach and our student athletes.
Talk about possibly the first bowl game. Last year we were playing a bowl and you didn't win. Just for everyone, just the opportunity to have the legacy of that first bowl.
Yeah, I think especially being a senior, that's something that we've talked about a lot, is going out and being the first senior class to get the first ever bowl win in school history. And I think it's just a credit to how everyone's prepared the past couple weeks. People have been watching a lot of film, putting in a lot of extra time, and I think that we're really prepared as a team right now to win a game.
Like Matt said, to be the first team in school history to get their first bowl win, I think it's huge. As soon as we landed, that's all I really thought about. Sending these seniors out like Matt the right way. And I'm just so ready to play the game for tomorrow.
Yeah, we've talked about it a lot because there's a lot of things in a program, and really this is such a, I think, a special matchup because you have 2 young FBS football programs, playing here in this game, and there's a lot of firsts that can happen, and I think that adds a lot of extra, I would say, value to the game and meaningfulness to this game, and we talked about to our players is that there's a lot of things that we can do as a program and different things that you can either match what someone's done before, but when you have a chance to do something that no one else will be able to say, you're the first team to win a bowl game, those are lifelong memories, and that's what kind of matches up for us in coming to this destination as well, is that these can be special memories on and off the field if we play well tomorrow.
Lance, what concerns you about Charlotte?
Oh, defensively, obviously, I think holistically, when you watch what Coach Healy's done, you can see a team that plays with a lot of energy. They're well coached, and the effort level, I think from top to bottom, is something that just stands. I'm a firm believer in that as well. If you play hard, good things will happen, and I think you can see that when they play. Their defensive ends, are special players. They've had great years. They cause a lot of havoc on that side of the ball, and the others kind of feed off that. They play well together. Their quarterback Reynolds is, they do a lot with him to get him out of the pocket. There's not the consistent launch points that you're looking for. He can deliver the ball from all different arm angles, and he can run the ball. So you got to count for him. And when you don't play for a couple weeks, making sure you're fundamentally sound and containing the quarterback, tackling well, and doing those things will be very important. The running back's excellent. He's had a great year. So the balance of what they have has been impressive. The receiving core, they have speed and quickness, but also have some good length and physicality to them. So they're a complete team. And in these games, you got to play well and win the field battle. The field position battles, those type of things. Not beat yourself. I think we talked a little bit about last year's game. When we played in Mobile last year, we uncharacteristically turned the ball over in some things. So again, those are things we've tried to emphasize with the layoff.
Kind of on those lines, Matt, for you guys on the defense, Jaret, for you guys on the offense, what's the biggest focus tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it comes down to us on defense doing our job. Like Coach said, they have a running back, a quarterback that can make plays, and they play hard, but it's ultimately about us and everyone playing hard and doing our job and sticking to what we've done all year.
Like Coach said, they have two great DNs, that cause havoc, But like Max said, we just got to focus on ourselves and just do the small things right. Last bowl game, we turned the ball over, and just do the small things right to win the game.
Do you see similarities between Jaret and Ben Lemay?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, having a chance to put eyes on him on the field a little bit, but watching film, highly productive, physical, can take the hits, make people miss. Both have outstanding balance, and of course, both have had excellent years. Yeah, there's probably a lot of similarities there, and I'm sure they feel the same way about him as we feel about Jaret.
Supposed to be high winds in the forecast and rain for tomorrow. How do you feel like that's going to impact your game?
Well, the first thing is going to be the kicking game that you worry about, and then the passing game from there. Buffalo's kind of windy for us, so we've been through some of that, I think, sometimes. You thought we just had snow. But yeah, there's some things there that are going to have to be that you got to be aware of, but you got to, it's equal for both teams, so you got to be able to take advantage. When you're going with the wind, you got to make sure you take advantage of it, and when you're going into it, you better be able to control the ball for a while, and that's where we said about field position. So as long as, whether it's rain or wind, as long as you keep away from the lightning, we can keep going, and I think we'll have a fine game.
All right, thank you, Coach, and thank you to our student athletes, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll have one more guest here in a moment after the coach and players come off. of the stadium here tomorrow and have some messaging for our good friends here in the Bahamas to make their way out for the game.
Hey, good morning. How's everybody? Good, good, good. On behalf of the National Sports Authority, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, we would like to formally welcome everybody to the best international and the most sexiest international bowl game there is that's out there. We're definitely excited to have partnered with everybody again, with Lee Miller, Richard Giannini, the Conference USA, and things of that sort there. So we're happy to be a part of the 6th edition of the Makers Wanted Bahamas Bowl game. Preparation is going extremely well. We're working close with Tom Snyder on the team. Tickets are for sale. We have tickets that's starting as little as $10. We want to invite everybody to come out, have a great time, and just come out. It's a family affair. Come out and really, really and truly enjoy yourself tomorrow at 2 o'clock. I think you have 2 great teams that's going head up against one another. You would have seen just now, you're talking about a running back from Buffalo, I think it is, that would have rushed for some 11 touchdowns in the last 2 games. You don't want to miss that. And then the other team is just filled with a great deal of players also. So, come out, have a great time. It'll be a festive affair, a festive event, and welcome once again.
Quentin, thank you very much, and thanks for everything you and everyone at the NSA does for our game. And with that, we will conclude our press conference. A reminder that some of our dignitaries are here if anyone wants any one-on-one opportunities. Otherwise, we'll see everyone here at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium, 2 o'clock tomorrow on ESPN, between the Buffalo Bulls and the Charlotte 49ers. Thank you and good afternoon.